I thought the cargo manifest was wrong. That happens more often than Command likes to admit. Mislabeling, translation drift, or some clerk on Luna Station ticking the wrong box at 3 in the morning. When you're a deep-range logistics officer like me, you learn not to panic until you open the crate. Still, when the manifest for Bay 7 read, Ceremonial Delegation, Live Sentience, my stomach tightened. We weren't scheduled to receive any diplomats. The UNS Horizon's wake was a supply runner, not an embassy. Probably a reroute error, I muttered, standing on the hangar deck with my tablet in hand as the crate was lowered into place. The container was massive, polished alloy etched with flowing symbols I didn't recognize. No warning labels. No hazard stripes. Just a single seal and a biometric lock keyed to my ID. That should have been my first clue. I authorized the unlock. The crate hissed open, releasing a breath of warm, perfumed air. And then I saw them. They stood in a row, calm and composed, 8 figures tall and willowy, their skin shimmering like mother-of-pearl under the hangar lights. Their eyes were large, luminous, and unsettlingly focused on me alone. They wore layered garments of woven light, colors shifting subtly as they moved. None of them looked afraid. One stepped forward and inclined her head. "We greet you, Jacob Thorne of Terra," she said in flawless English. "We are pleased our journey has ended." I stared. "I'm sorry," I said dumbly. You know my name." "We know much about you," she replied gently. "You are the chosen representative." Behind me, I heard a wrench clatter to the deck. Somewhere, an alarm began to chirp as my heart rate spiked. Within minutes, the hangar was locked down and command staff were rushing in. The aliens, who identified themselves as the Varelian Concord Brides, waited patiently as armed Marines formed a nervous semicircle around them. No one fired. No one even raised a weapon. Something about the Varelians made aggression feel inappropriate. The explanation came in fragments. The Varelians were a matriarchal species whose civilization had survived for millions of years through strict cultural traditions. One of those traditions was the Covenant Union, a diplomatic marriage ritual designed to bind emerging species into peaceful alliance. Humanity, apparently, had been observed for over a century. Our conflicts, our resilience, most importantly our capacity to bond with those unlike ourselves. "You sent a crate of alien brides to a cargo ship," Captain Alvarez said later, rubbing her temples. "By mistake." "No," the lead Varelian corrected calmly. "By compatibility." The room went silent. They explained that their long-range sociological models had determined humans possessed an extremely rare trait: the ability to form genuine emotional bonds across cultural, biological, and ideological divides, without losing individual identity. Empires, according to the Varelians, rose and fell on that singular point. Humanity bent without breaking. I didn't feel heroic. I felt like someone who'd walked into the wrong room at the wrong time. The Varelians' request was simple and terrifying. One human would participate in a symbolic union, not of bodies, but of lives. Shared experiences, mutual guardianship, and permanent representation between species. The brides were not property or prizes, but emissaries, scholars, and protectors. And somehow their models had selected me. "I'm a logistics officer," I protested. "I sign off on protein bars and spare parts." "That is why," the Varelian leader said. "You sustain others. You do not command them." Earth took 12 hours to respond. 12 hours where I sat across from beings who could have conquered us, yet chose ceremony instead. 12 hours to realize this wasn't a mistake. It was a test. When the answer came, it was cautious but clear. "Proceed." The ceremony took place in the observation dome. stars spilling like diamonds beyond the glass. There were no rings, no vows as we understood them. Instead, the Varelians shared memories, visions of their homeworld, of losses endured, of hope carefully preserved. In return, I offered them mine. Earth's storms, crowded cities, laughter in cramped kitchens, humanity's stubborn refusal to quit. I felt them receive it, not as data but as understanding. Something changed then. Not just between us but around us. Sensors lit up across the ship as Varelian technology synchronized with human systems seamlessly, as if they'd always been meant to work together. Engineers watched in awe as power efficiency tripled without a single command issued. "You see," the leader said softly. "Union." The alliance was announced 3 days later. No invasion, no ultimatum. Just a declaration that the Varelian Concord recognized humanity as equals and family. Other species took notice. Some were wary, others were eager. For the first time, humanity wasn't the loud newcomer pounding on the galactic door. We were being invited inside. The Varelians returned home, but not before leaving an embassy ship in Earth orbit, crewed jointly by humans and Varelians. I was offered a promotion, a medal, and a comfortable desk on Luna. I turned it down. Instead, I stayed where it all began, coordinating the new flow of shared technology, shared culture, shared future. The alien brides, as the media insisted on calling them, became known by their true role, bridge bearers. And me, I remained a logistics officer, because someone still had to open the crates, read the manifests, and recognize that sometimes the most important delivery in human history doesn't look like a weapon or a warning. Sometimes it looks like 8 calm figures waiting patiently inside, proof that humanity's greatest strength was never domination. It was connection.